I'm very excited to see Game 2, though, because usually Game 2 is always better than Game 1, because the players will learn about the style of their opponents. So I expect that Wobbleton will know a lot of Liivet's tricks, which I think will be pretty important. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. All right. Alright, so now I'm going to be casting Game 2 in the series of Liivet versus WinstonWobbleton in the Aoe2 HD OZ Clan's Arabia 16 1v1 tournament. If you are just tuning in now, Game 1 will be on their official clan channel, and it will eventually be on my YouTube channel as well, which the link is at the top of the screen up here. And if you're just tuning in now, make sure to check out the previous games. And I will be casting the rest of the tournament as soon as I get the recorded game files. So let's go jump straight into Game 2. Alright, so it looks like the map here is Ghost Lake, and we've got Koreans versus Vikings. Alright, so this will be pretty interesting here. Koreans are not a very common civ that on maps that aren't like Black Forest or Michi that are easy to defend. This has a lot to do with the fact that the Koreans are a very strong late game civilization, but their early game is a little suspect. They do have a nice defense though, and we will see how Liivet works with that. Vikings are an interesting Arabian open map civilization. Despite there not actually being any water on this map at all, the Vikings actually perform surprisingly well, and this is because of the Vikings having a very strong economy due to their free wheelbarrow and handcart. They have incredibly weak horses, but that's not a big deal in the Castle Age, so they can still mass knights with their amazing economy. And they got really good archers too, so their feudal age is good. Getting the free wheelbarrow can really make the difference. So this will be interesting to see. Still got the standard 6 going on here. Doing some good scouting. Looks like Liivet has actually a fairly easy base to wall off. He's like right next to the edge. Alright, so it looks like Wobbleton is putting his lumber camp at the front of his base right now. And yeah, so like I was saying anyway, sorry for the brief interruption, that Liivet's base is really easy to wall, although his gold is at the front. I do like the decision to put the lumber camp over here. He's got two good places to chop that is not dangerous. Whereas putting your lumber camp at the front of your base right here, it would probably be better if you put it over there. Actually, yeah, this is the best spot for it. Because then, if he put his lumber camp over here, he can just palisade this off with some houses and keep that lumber camp safe. Very important. Both players have their gold at the front, though. So this will be interesting to see how that goes. Alright, so Liivet is definitely going for a significantly different opening here. He's got 4 on wood right now, which means that he's going to have a much faster barracks than Mr. Wobbleton over here. Wobbleton's got the 6 on sheep right now and the 3 on wood, and looks like he's got his 4th villager coming out. Is there a population discrepancy? Yeah, I guess Liivet is 1 population ahead. Could make the difference here. And yeah, he's gonna force drop off the food from those sheep and then shoot at the boar and kill it under his town center. If you're wondering why he force drop off the food from the sheep before he shoots the boar, that's because if your villager's holding like sheep meat and you have it go harvest from a boar, that food disappears because I guess it's a different type of food. Or that's the only logical explanation for it. Ghost Lake is an interesting map because there's a lot of extra sheep on it, so I would say that that really awards good scouting. Now, Alright, yeah, so it looks like Wobbleton is having issues locating his other sheep, which is why he's just chopping these trees right now to minimize his idle time, so very good play right there. And now that the boar is coming back, he's going to shoot it. Alright, good. Let's see, 5 on wood right now. Alright, his mill's coming out. We got 4 right here. And he's gonna get Liivet's gonna get the second boar just as his first boar is reaching around 120 food, so that he can start harvesting it just as this one finishes, to minimize the amount of time things are decaying. Looks like Wobbleton found some more sheep. This is good. He's going the second lumber camp again here. I think this is a pretty significant mistake. It's just a waste of wood, and it's going to really delay his barracks, whereas... So yeah, Wobbleton's got 97 wood right now, and it looks like Liivet almost has enough for his barracks, and he's going to put that out pretty soon after he starts working on this wall off. I'll be curious to see if Liivet is going to go for a more defensive build this game, just because he's the Koreans and his watchtowers are very, very, very strong. Especially because he gets, you know, the free guard tower keep and the bonus range. Very, very significant. I would just say that the eco-management choices from Liivet are just a little bit better this game. I would say that, you know, Age of Empires 2 is all about the little choices, and the decision to build a second lumber camp so soon can be quite crippling. Oh, but he is also going for a second lumber camp. Oh, that's probably because he's going to pull all these villagers off board and go saturate that, but hopefully he does that. So yeah, apparently Wobbleton will actually get his barracks out first. Not that I think that makes too big of a difference. You'll notice that both players are wisely not having any sheep decay while they're actually harvesting the boar. It's these little things, right? Is you want to make sure that you're just not losing any food. You're not burning any money. It'll be curious to see if Wobbleton is going for a drush of some sort. You can tell if a player is going for a drush, which would be that he sends militia out in the Dark Age, if he has one villager mine 10 gold and then just have it drop it off at the town center. But when players drush, they never build a mining camp here, they just mine 10 gold and just drop that off. That's so you can get 3 militia out, because they cost 20 gold apiece. Alright, yeah, so he's saturating both camps. So, even though I'm not sure about getting the double lumber camp out from Liivet here, I still think it's... Oh yeah, because he's definitely going to go hard into archers. So this makes a lot more sense, and he does have both of them reasonably saturated. So going the double lumber camp is definitely fine, while you've got your second boar going on, so that you can saturate both of them, but if you plop it down too early, you might not actually have enough villagers to saturate it. Okay, so Liivet has shown us obviously that he's clearly going for archers because he's got 2 lumber camps, which means he's got a lot of guys on wood, and he's got very few villagers on food. Yeah, and he's just pulling even more onto wood, and he's got his early mining camp. And his barracks is going down, and yeah, he's gonna like partially wall this area, and he's gonna wall this off a bit. His gold will be very vulnerable to harass, but I'm assuming he's just gonna put a watchtower by here in case he needs to. We'll see how the scouting is going from both players. It looks like Liivet is finally going on the aggressive scout and trying to find him. Has Wobbleton found Liivet yet? Wobbleton has not found Liivet yet, actually, and he's got significantly less map vision. This will be pretty significant. Well, he's got his idle TC right now while he's waiting to get the extra food. And is he going to advance now? Alright, cool. But yeah, as usual, this lumber camp is very, 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 very vulnerable. And, uh-oh, Liivet found it now. And as soon as he gets to the feudal age, I'm expecting a double archery range from Liivet. And then he's going to go straight into archers. Although he could still go scouts because he does have a bit of food, but I'm expecting the archers. Just because the gold wouldn't make sense unless he's going for bloodlines on his scouts, but Koreans don't get bloodlines, so... Yeah, and he's doing that wise thing where he's garrisoning his villagers. Notice how he doesn't ring the town bell. This is huge. Because he doesn't want unnecessary villagers to be idle. And Wobbleton recognizes this pretty quickly and just gets out of there. Yeah, so we got one range going down. We'll see if he, how heavily he wants to invest in this, if he wants a second range at all. Yeah, definitely very significant here, and as usual, he is a little bit ahead on that. Is he going to do second range? Second range, and the archers are coming. Yeah, that's why he invested so heavily in wood, is so that he could plop out 2 ranges, and he's pulled a lot of villagers off to build that a little faster, because it's all about the speed right here. Oh, hunting these deer is very risky. I'm not sure about that, just because they're so at the front of his base and very hard to defend. What I think Wobbleton should do is he should try and get some sort of wall off going and create a choke point. He sort of has a more open map than Liivet, so that's a shame. What maybe he wants to do is maybe put like some palisades around here. You can leave this area open because, you know, Liivet's not going to he's not going to want to walk troops under this town center fire. And then just sort of saturate this lumber camp, just wall this off. Maybe put a watchtower right here. Yep, so it looks like Wobbleton is also going for archers, and I love this. Yeah, he's got this side walled off, this side is going to be almost walled off, and he's going to be relatively safe. Since Liivet is a little bit ahead on his army size and whatnot, he's going to be able to, I guess, be very, very safe from Wobbleton, so he doesn't need to worry about his gold being in such a vulnerable position. Although both players really do have a vulnerable position. I like this because he forced those 2 villagers to get idle here and really delayed the archer range. Liivet's control and map awareness is very, very, very good. Yep, I really like the decision to get the spears out and keep them by this deer, though. Because that is definitely going to be Liivet's target. Because those villagers are easy pickings. And as soon as Liivet gets enough... Oh, there's a blacksmith already. Alright, so he's 1 step ahead of me. So yeah, as soon as he got enough wood, he's going to go for the blacksmith, and he's going to get fletching out. And get that huge, huge eco and technology advantage thing going on. These spearmen are unfortunately sitting ducks. Actually, I take back what I said about putting spearmen here, because that's the obvious target. If Wobbleton scouted this, which I'm sure he did... Okay, no, he didn't. So yeah, I guess I don't blame him in that case, especially because Liivet went scouts last game, but these spearmen are easy pickings. And these deer hunters are screwed. I hope that Wobbleton is going skirms right now, and I believe he is, so let's go take a look. Yeah, and he's wisely putting down a second range right here. But these villagers are absolutely dead. He's going to have to pull them off right now before they take some unnecessary pot shots. Is that a 3rd range? Oh my. He's investing a lot here. There's a hill advantage, so these villagers should live if he pulls them away. Okay, good. Yeah, he's pulling them away right now. This is very good. Alright, so we got a 25 population right now to 42. Oh my. And it looks like fletching is already out. Great. When you're doing your blacksmith technologies, you really, really want to prioritize the range and attack upgrades, like fletching. And then if you're a melee unit of some sort, you want to prioritize the defensive upgrades. Great play from Wobbleton right here, taking out Liivet's scout to sort of reduce his vision, because notice how as Liivet is going in and he's harassing all these villagers, he's still scouting actively so that Wobbleton can't surprise him. And Wobbleton is wisely pulling all these lumberjacks over here, but he's got nothing to defend this, really. He's in deep trouble. You can tell from the score discrepancy that, well, there's just a huge advantage that Liivet has right now, and he's got a full tech advantage here. Wobbleton does not have a blacksmith, and that's really, really, really significant. Those skirmishers are not going to be very effective with the extra fletching. Oh my. So yeah, whenever you're rushing someone, make sure to prioritize their lumberjacks, but you gotta scout beforehand. You gotta find where their lumber camps are, and that was the first thing that Liivet did, is he made sure to find the lumber camps and to just keep these villagers off wood, because if Wobbleton can't get wood, he's not going to be able to make any skirmishers or do anything. I mean, he won't be able to harvest food, too, when he runs out of wood, and I'm assuming he's slowly getting to that point. Still very wise for him to go skirmishers. This is the exact response. But I don't think that's going to make a difference. I think Liivet is going to try and lure these guys, yeah, so he gets the elevation advantage, and I think he's going to turn around and fight right here. Brilliant play from Liivet. Not only does he have the tech advantage, but he's also got the hill advantage. And like I said, Liivet's micro, exceptional. Notice how he's focus firing individual skirmishers here. This is huge. Whereas Wobbleton is just having his guys just split their fire among several archers. Now look at this again. Liivet is focus firing, and these guys are all shooting at different archers. Which means, and yeah, Liivet's doing some sidestepping action here. Not that that matters though. Like, Liivet's got this hill advantage right now, and the focus fire is really making the difference. Wobbleton is defending this nicely though, but Liivet's just doing that thing where he keeps him bottled in his base. And Liivet's got a great defense here. He's got these he's got his wall off just far enough in front so that these guys are not vulnerable to archer harass. And if absolutely need be, he can always just put a watchtower here. So this is great. And it's a wall off almost entirely composed of houses, which means that it's very, very durable. Liivet is definitely going to lose these archers here, but look at all the villager casualties he has caused. And the damage to Wobbleton's economy is insane. You'll notice how there aren't actually any holes in Liivet's wall off, but that's just because he can easily delete a palisade wall, walk through whatever he needs to, and then just rebuild it. He doesn't want any holes in case that Wobbleton gets the castle age, gets some knights out, or just Wobbleton just gets some scouts. Or if just Wobbleton tries to sneak in any troops at all, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, just the fact that Wobbleton does not have a blacksmith is pretty big. But I don't think he can afford to get one out right now. This is looking to be a very, very bad situation. Is Liivet going to the castle age now? He is. This is why I really, really particularly like the barracks into the 2 archer range opening style thing with this wall off here, because this allows him to get still quite a good castle time. He's going to be up by about, 21, 30, 22 minutes, somewhere in that range. Despite the fact that he's made a ton of guys, and that's because archers don't cost food, so it's not going to slow down his castle age by a significant amount. And he didn't open with scouts either this time, so... Alright, so it looks like Liivet is going in. He's probably going to try and wait for the crossbowman and then the bodkin arrow like he did last game. And yeah, he's just got a well-balanced economy going on here. He's got so many villagers on gold because he knows he needs them. Alright, this would be an interesting fight because Liivet does not have a hill advantage here. He's trying to do this strategy where there's a flanking formation, I believe is what it's called, where when you're taking hits from archers or skirmishers, really just any ranged unit that uses a missile attack of some sort, and they don't have thumbering yet, or ballistics, what you do is you just split the formation into the flanking formation, and then they will dodge they'll like sidestep and dodge all the projectiles. Liivet tried to do that. His timing was slightly off, but that doesn't make a difference. Either way, a great tactic to use, and it's really cool to see him try and use that. Wobbleton is wisely holding this hill and gets a few free shots here. Yeah, you'll notice that Liivet tries to avoid walking in a straight line in front, and he'll try and walk at an angle so that he can dodge these projectiles. And now he is up to the castle age. Wobbleton is finally getting his economy a little bit back on track, but I think the difference here is way too significant to come back from. We've got, again, the crossbowman thing coming out here, bodkin arrow, and another town center. Liivet had this all planned out. What a great place for a town center as well, because this wood is so protected, and this gold is in great position as well. So yeah, just masterful, masterful play from Liivet. And Wobbleton is doing a good job too, but Liivet's got this superior control thing going on right now, and it is making all the difference. Yeah, it's just the lack of blacksmith upgrades on Wobbleton is going to cost him this one. I'm going to say that Liivet's technology advantage right now is too big for Wobbleton to really come back from. And will be interesting to see if he's going for Thumbring. No, it looks like he's just going to keep going into this. I really love his decision to also pump some knights out, because these skirmishers, as Wobbleton is so wisely built, great decision, is that they're incredibly, incredibly weak to knights. Just one knight can devastate, absolutely devastate this entire group of skirmishers. Because the skirmishers have minimum range, and they only do 1 damage to knights. Even with fletching, they only do 1 damage to knights. Is he going to get the blacksmith out? Doesn't look like he's bothering with the blacksmith. And yeah, Liivet's got this slight hill advantage here, and he's focus firing. Wobbleton is not focus firing. And yeah, this one knight is going to come here, and it's going to be devastating. I've seen the Viper do this before, where he'll just get one knight out against a player who he's forced heavily into skirmishers. And I really like the archer opening, too, because if you force someone heavily into skirmishers, it slows down their castle age. Alright, well, great game from both players here, and a great, great series, and it looks like Liivet has taken this 2-0. So I guess we'll just look around a little bit. Yeah, he plopped out another town center. It's all about getting all those villagers out. And yeah, tech advantage here. I think that was a deciding factor in this game. Perhaps if Wobbleton had fletching and padded archer armor, the game may have gone different. Alright, so let's check out the achievements. So this is a much closer game than last game, at least from military's perspective, as you can tell. Wobbleton very wisely teched heavily into skirmishers, which was the perfect choice against these archers. And he really, really got to kill a lot of those archers from Liivet. But Liivet just had the tech advantage, so the skirmishers were a bit less effective. And being in the castle age, he had access to knights as well. Yeah, and zoning Wobbleton off the gold mine was pretty significant, which is, I'm assuming, why he didn't bother building a blacksmith at all, because he probably didn't have the gold to get fletching anyway. He was in a very, very tough situation. And as usual, you know, he got a good feudal time and whatnot. But Liivet's was a bit faster, and getting a really fast feudal time, even if you have very few villagers, on an open map can be very significant. Just because, yeah, you know, the tech advantage again. He can start getting archers out while Wobbleton doesn't even have access to that technology yet. And yeah, the research count here, I think, was the deciding factor. A lot better scouting from both players this game. But I think the research count was the deciding factor. Pretty big eco difference, but that's to be expected just because Liivet was in the castle age and had 3 TCs. Alright, so great game from both players. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Unfortunately, those are the only 2 replay files I have received so far, but as I get more, I will continue streaming and commentating these matches. It looks like it's going to be a great tournament, and Liivet definitely deserved those wins, and I really, really look forward to seeing these next matches. Yep. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I believe that's it for now. I may do some streaming on my personal YouTube account later, on my personal Twitch account later, and you can find if you missed any of these matches, you can find them on the Aoe2 HD OZ Clan's official YouTube channel, which is on the screen right now, and they will also be uploaded to my personal YouTube channel quite a bit later. And yes, I do need to update those scores. I forgot to do that, but I am learning slowly. Alright, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching.